Hello, everybody. We want to welcome you to the African Beat.
and Caribbean Heat podcast.
It's your boy, Ubadola, aka Dalama.
And I am Queen Teah. Welcome back to our podcast.
Yes, so welcome, guys.
Yes, how you doing?
Good. How was your day?
Day was good. Day was good. So today is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, and it's celebrated here in the United States, and
Yeah.
it's a day where people give thanks for things that they're grateful for.
Yes.
Families gather together and they share a meal, and they just express gratitude to each
Mhm.
other. So what that means is today I didn't have to work.
Yeah.
But that's not the case for a lot of people. But
Yeah.
um,
Some people work. Some people travel to different states. It's
mhm.
like Christmas. Like
It is, yeah, yeah,
people enjoy it.
yep.
The road is empty.
Hmm.
It's like where the people at, everybody's
Yeah,
chilling. So it's
yeah. Some of
beautiful.
the stores close early so that
Yeah.
people can go home and spend time with their families and stuff
Yeah.
like
And
that.
and
So
it didn't even snow this year.
thank God,
Yeah,
thank
hopefully
God.
Christmas ain't gonna snow.
We'll see. We'll
Or
see.
Christmas is not gonna be nice without snow.
Well, that's what they say. But when you
Yeah,
when you come from a place where you're not used to snow,
snow. Yeah,
yeah, like so for me, I don't care about that because where I grew up, we didn't have snow on Christmas. It was
yeah,
sunny.
makes
We're
sense.
outside in our shorts and t-shirts and sandals and stuff like that. So I don't really care
Yeah, for
if
that.
it's cold or snowy here for Christmas. But then tomorrow is
Mhm.
Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
things are like discount. People are buying left and right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Black Friday here, it's just like the biggest shopping day of the year.
Mm.
So definitely people are going to be out, stimulating the economy any way
Yeah,
that they can. And I think it's called Black Friday because it's to help retailers get in the black,
yeah.
which means like a positive
Positive.
boost, yeah, economically for them.
It's funny how they change it because sometimes they say black is like something bad, and then this
Yeah.
goes good. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I mean, but I think there's a lot of different stories when it comes to like Black Friday and
Yeah.
people's interpretation, especially with it, with Thanksgiving and how that kind of came to be,
Hmm.
with the people that were originally here and how individuals came in and took their land from them and they were
Yeah.
slaughtered and all this other stuff, which happened on Thanksgiving. So over the years, the meaning of Thanksgiving has kind of shifted
Hmm.
from that mindset of the slaughter to people giving thanks and sharing a meal and being grateful and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
a lot of interesting things has happened in the
Yeah.
history of the United States. So
Very big things.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
important, like, whenever we're celebrating a holiday or paying tribute to something, it's important to know like what it is
Yeah.
that you're celebrating. I know like in other parts of the world, like they don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Mm.
So this is something that's, exclusive here in the
Yeah.
United States. So
Yeah. It's funny because I don't think as the other Western countries don't do Thanksgiving.
I don't think
I
so
think it's
either.
just American thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was an event that happened in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Which
yeah,
is fun. It's nice.
yeah. How was your day?
My day was good. I went to work.
Hmm.
And just it was boring.
It was
Well, I
boring.
just worked and got home and had some food and celebrated there. But it was cold, like
Hmm.
cold and crazy.
Hmm.
But the good thing about it is just the family, the people are happy,
Yeah.
the wishes that you get in Texas and everything.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
wish you happy Thanksgiving. So it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not used the way it used to be like before. I don't go to the parade, but
Okay.
I think the parade is nice. And,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cool.
that's the American culture,
Yeah.
American dream.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny that you said that. So like when I was thinking about what we can talk about today, I was thinking about um different decisions that people make as it pertains to career, as it pertains to their love life, where they choose to live, and this idea of the grass being greener
Hmm.
on the other side or somewhere else. So I wanted to spend some time, talking about that today. So when you hear the term, the grass is greener, what does that mean to you, or how do you interpret that?
When people say that,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like maybe there's a better opportunity, a better life
Mm-hmm.
somewhere
Mm-hmm.
that you are not 100% sure, but you have seen people do well
Okay.
and give testimony.
Yeah.
So you want to like migrate to the place, or go to the place
Mhm.
to have a better life, a better opportunity,
Yeah.
better, whatever you're looking for in life.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like when people say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you too. I think it's the mindset that, there's something better than what you have.
Yeah.
So it could be a way for someone to not fully commit to something because they have an idea or an inkling that there may be something better. So it kind of allows them to not be committed fully to something.
Hmm.
And a lot of times when I think of like the grass is greener, um, most of the times I think about like in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about like prior to social media, and us having access to people all around the world, we really didn't have an idea or a sense of what was happening other
Hmm.
places, right? So you're kind of in your own bubble. You know who you know. You're exposed to what you're exposed to. So that's all you know,
Yeah.
right? But I think now in this day and age where we have access to technology and we have the ability to connect with people in our neighborhood across the world, I think it kind of opens up possibilities for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So they may feel like, they don't need to air quotes settle for something, that there's other options that they
Yeah.
could explore. But the thing is, like, are those options realistic?
Yeah. I
You know?
mean, people. Yeah, people always want to like um go where they think that's better,
Hmm.
and then realize it's not really better.
Yeah.
But there's another in my country that says you want to be where you're not. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it's like human nature, because they say human beings are never satisfied, right?
Mm.
You have A, you want B. You have B, you want C. You keep wanting.
Yeah. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's the way that life is built, because you have the richest person in the world, but they're still working and looking for money.
Mm.
And they think this world guy is worth like trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I was a trillionaire, why would I be working? Why would I be still
Hmm.
looking for money?
Hmm.
I just be enjoying my money, but they keep looking for money because nothing in life is ever like satisfied.
Okay.
You always want
Yeah.
until you die.
Mm. When I hear something like that, I kind of think of, with someone who is wealthy, and it seems like maybe there's still something else that they would want, beyond the money. And for a lot of people, money might just be the top.
Hmm.
Like if they achieve a certain amount of money in their lifetime, that they feel like they've accomplished something, they feel like they have arrived at their destiny, at their purpose. But then sometimes you may see some people, even though they have, wealth, access to wealth, they have all these material things, there's still something that's missing for those people.
Yeah.
So they're constantly searching. So they may still be working, even though they
Yeah.
don't have to work.
Hmm.
But they're constantly searching for something to fill that part of them that's missing. So maybe that person can think, well, is the grass greener? Like,
Hmm.
the fact that I've been able to achieve this level of success, it doesn't really equate to my happiness.
Yeah.
So like, was it really worth the effort to get to this financial status
Hmm.
when deep down inside I'm not
Not
happy?
happy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because like for some point I've seen like the more money you make, the more like you're not happy,
Yeah.
because you always want more,
Hmm.
and you're never like satisfied. You keep wanting, you keep working hard,
Yeah.
you keep trying to like be the best,
Hmm.
but there's always somebody gonna beat you out of it. You keep pushing.
Yeah.
Just like when you're working, you see somebody that's like retired early,
Hmm.
and they're like in their 50 something,
Hmm.
and they're making like good money
Yeah.
compared to working, and they're still working part time. Like, why are you working, man? You
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
But like people always like, I need more money.
Hmm.
So, like people always think that the more money, the more better, but the more money, the more problem.
Hmm.
So I've learned to be contented on what I have and manage what I have, and
Yeah.
bring out time to balance my life, because so many people all they do is work and money, and they don't have anything outside of that.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
That's true. Yeah. That's interesting. You talked about being content. Uh, and I think for a lot of people, that could be a challenge
Yeah.
because of how readily accessible things are.
Hmm.
You know, like I was talking with a friend today. No, I think I was talking with my sister today, and we were talking about like how, as a society, like we just want things now.
Yeah.
You know, so you have like Amazon
Hmm.
where um you can order something on Amazon, and within like a couple of hours it's delivered to
Yeah.
your place where you live or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's mind blowing to think that, just a couple of years ago that wasn't the case.
Hmm.
And we get so used to like that instant gratification,
Yeah.
and we don't have patience anymore.
Yeah.
We want things now, we want things done now. And then if we don't get the thing that we want now, we may in some instances prematurely move on to something different.
Hmm.
And then you miss your blessing, you
Yeah.
miss whatever was meant for you if you just be patient and wait.
Hmm.
So what do you think about like us living in a society where it tends like people want things now and they're not patient, they don't want to wait on what's to come. Instead they want to like rush through something to get to the end.
Yeah, I think anything you rush through is not really 100% good,
Mm-hmm.
because there's another that said that the dog that waits is the best bone.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because patience is a virtue.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have patience, you get it right. But when you're in a hurry, you have a 50-50 of getting it right and getting it wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you're patient, you have at least 90% of getting it right.
Okay.
So, but we live in a society now where people don't have patience.
Mm-hmm.
They want it right now, right now, right now. They don't care what they get it.
Yeah.
And the people that's given that don't care about the value, they care about the money.
Mm.
So it's like, you want it right now here. I don't know if it's good or not, but you want it right now here.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I want it and I got it. And then later you're like, oh shit.
I should have waited.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Should I wait it?
Mm-hmm.
I can get my money back.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we rush stuff in life, it doesn't turn out right.
Yeah.
So I believe in like patience.
Mm-hmm.
Patience. You have the patience, but you get the right thing out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that happens to me a lot, because sometimes, like for example, my car, I want to fix something,
Mm-hmm.
and I want it to do right now, right now, right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't because my brother does it for me.
Okay.
So, and he's patient. He'll be like,
Mm.
next week, next week, next week, next 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks.
You're like
And I'm
now.
like, why we waited this long? I want to fix it.
Yeah.
And then when he does it, it turns out they do it the best.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I get mad, I'm like, I ain't waiting for you. Then I go and do it. I mess it up.
Sure.
And
I
now,
know.
and
Yeah.
now, if I was supposed to spend 200, then now I'm spending $1,000.
Mm-hmm. To have to fix everything.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to wait, and I rushed it.
Yeah.
So sometimes when my brother does that, like, I'm upset, but I understand, and then I wait for him to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I give that example. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Patience is a virtue. Um, Waiting things out can be a challenge sometimes because, like you said, like you want things now. We want that instant gratification,
Yeah.
and a lot of times there's a lesson in the wait,
Yeah.
right? Instead of like jumping the fence. So, like, I know we've had conversations in the past, talking about when it comes to dating, how um, some people are at a crossroads and they find themselves looking elsewhere
Hmm.
for love, because they're not able to navigate the dating space here in the United States at a level that they want.
Yeah.
So, they have access to technology, so they see how women operate in
Hmm.
different parts of the world.
Yeah.
So now they want to embark on a journey and go overseas and in hopes of finding love. So it gave birth to this whole passport bro movement. So I want to talk a little bit about that, just to kind of get your perspective on that. And I know that we've talked about this before, but going back to like our topic of the grass being greener, like what are your thoughts about dating here in the US when it comes to, what men and or women are looking for, and if they're not finding that, they're searching for greener grass elsewhere.
Yeah. It's funny how like the world is, because people leave. I look at finding greener pastures. It's like your house is on fire, and you leave it to go and stay with another person in their own house, and leave your house on fire.
Okay.
And then when you go to that person and you stay with that person,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the person kicks you out, then you ain't got no house to move
Right.
to.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why I say that is like um there's a whole lot of situation with relationship that makes people want to go outside of the country to look for marriage or
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that before because America was like you have everything here,
Okay.
so people didn't travel like they used to
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
So now the people are traveling that the passport people are overwhelmed with the job of producing passport
Mm-hmm.
papers, and guys are realizing that the ladies here or some of the ladies here are not um uh, workable or fit for them to have a relationship with. So they feel like going to another country and having another lady and being happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think like if there's a dialogue here and communication, things might change and get better. But we tend to like, I want something else, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go to another country,
Yeah.
it's a 50-50 because you might end up seeing a lady that likes you because of your money
Mm-hmm.
and that will milk you dry. And then by the time you realize you back here, you broke and that's and it didn't go
Nothing.
well.
Yeah.
Then some go there and they find true love and they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has different lucks to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see ladies too leaving this country to go to other countries to find Mr. Right,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them find Mr. Left that's like
Hey.
Mr. Right,
Oh God.
you know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Oh goodness.
So it's not easy, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I look at it, people like to take more risks than it is.
Okay.
Because if we come together as men and women and
Mm-hmm.
sit and talk to each other and know what the problem is
Mm-hmm.
and what we can do to make it work, is I feel like it's better than going to other countries
Yeah.
and taking a higher risk because that person doesn't understand your culture,
Yeah.
that person don't understand the way you reason, that person don't understand your origin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to understand theirs and they have to try to understand yours, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work out most time. And the advice that was given to those guys that go to other countries that when you go there, make sure you don't bring her here. Because if you bring her here, she's gonna change and then become the same issue
Oh
that you
boy.
left for. So you gotta know what you can do and what you cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
So some people work, some people don't. Sometimes the grass is not really green. It looks green, but when you get there, then you find out it's been painted green. It's
Hey.
really red.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, red for red flags. You said something that I thought was really important along with other things, but something that kind of stood out to me most was this idea of like um, men and women taking an opportunity to communicate,
Hmm.
right? And relationships are hard work.
Yeah.
Um, Relationships take people who are willing to put their egos aside for the greater good.
Hmm.
I think what tends to happen a lot is that the ego gets involved. And because things are not going a certain kind of way, instead of either one communicating what you need to the individual, or just trying to work through the differences, people just want to throw their hands up in the air and just like say, I'm done, and just say that, all people are this way or all people are that way to justify them moving, in a different direction.
Hmm.
So like you said, there's no guarantee. It's a toss up,
Yeah.
deciding to leave your home country to move to some place that you know nothing about in a quest to find love. There's a lot of people out here who are opportunistic,
Hmm.
who don't mean you well, but they're looking for a meal ticket. They're looking for a way out, and they see you. They see dollar signs.
Hmm.
And people can put on a good front face to make you feel like that they want something from you.
Yeah.
And then, all the while they're looking to get a way out of their situation and they see you providing that for them. So it's funny that you say, like, for some men, um, if they go abroad and they
Mhm.
find love, that they don't bring their wives or girlfriends back to the US
Yes.
because you say
Hmm.
that these women are going to take on the bad characteristics of the Western women.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not always the case. But I can see, where that could be a concern, because things are different here. Um, in some parts of the world, there are more liberties extended to women than other parts. So I get that. If you're not used to being able to explore your options and do things outside of a traditional mindset or a traditional type of framework, um, you're gonna be like, wow, okay, cool. Like I can do this, I can do that, and
Hmm.
that might kind of go against what the guy wants or what he thinks he needs for his household to operate in a certain way.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting that um, I know that women also travel abroad to find love, but we
Hmm.
definitely find it more so with men.
Yeah.
And it, I too am saddened by that because there are a lot of good people here in the Western world, in the United States, Canada, Europe.
Hmm.
And if we would just, first of all, be honest with what we're looking for,
Hmm.
what we need, and then be purposeful and intentional about attracting those people, I think a lot of folks will find more success here versus just this idea, this made believe or made up type of fantasy of what they think they want.
Hmm.
And because the person's not really showing that, then they're like, okay, nope, I'm done, and just kind of cancel there. But um, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that.
Yeah, like I always said, like if you in the Western world, like living in the Western world from
Hmm.
Africa,
Hmm.
um, what the men want is different from what the women want, right?
Okay.
And the men's are the key to a relationship, you know. So
You
I
keep
would,
saying that.
yeah, because the man is the one that initiates relationship. The man is one that kneels down and propose in the Western world, you know. So without that, there will be no relationship,
That's not
you know. So
true.
so I always say like if when people are tired in the Western world and they want a fixed relationship,
Hmm.
then they can create a uh, a group or community, and people can come together and say what's the problem,
Okay.
and from that problem, people can choose who they can work with. But until that's not so, people are always going to look for the quick solution that they think that is better by traveling outside of the country and taking the risk more than the risk here. For look, it's more, and the women take more risk than the men because the men's are, the survivors and they know how to juggle their way around compared to the women, the soft ones.
What?
Yeah, so the women take more of the risk,
Oh God.
and most of the men's that do it, they don't bring the women here because they know if they bring the woman here, it's gonna be a wrap. It's the same
Oh,
situation.
okay.
Now, most of the women that do it, they bring the guy here. So that's the difference between that. Because once the woman get attached to the guy and feels the guy, no matter if the guy is with her for a purpose that she don't know, she's gonna eventually bring him here, and then after a while realizes what happens, and then she's gonna be back to square one.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and then some women go there just for fun. They know it's not gonna be anything serious, so they just go there to have fun. So everybody has what they're looking for,
Oh goodness.
and it's not easy out there because it's a whole new life because you gotta meet somebody that don't have your mentality, don't know how you reason, and you gotta start making it work. And you guys are at a higher level because you have a mindset of achieving this goal,
Hmm.
and he has a mindset of achieving this goal. And he might not, none of you are saying the actuality of it.
Okay.
So now men's when they go out, I mean, they have, it's not easy to because you don't know what the girl wants, right? Whether she
Mm-hmm.
likes you because of the money. So if she likes you because of the money, you're always gonna make sure the money is there,
Okay.
and for you to do that, you have to make sure she's good. So it's, but you're gonna get what you want, right? Because most men that go outside the country marry are looking for traditional women, a woman that can, produce a good home and be submissive. So they get that, so they don't mind on spending. They don't mind of coming here, working and going visiting there. But is it easy? It's not easy.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes people gotta do what they gotta do, right? Just to see if they can get a better opportunity. And good things don't come straightforward; it comes narrow.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
Good things don't come straightforward; it comes narrow.
Comes narrow.
You know what I mean by narrow?
No, tell me.
Zigzag. You know, yeah.
I mean, everyone's experience is not going to be the same.
Hmm.
Things are a lot. It's not like you said. It's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be peaks and valleys, ups and downs, twists and turns, and that's just life.
Yeah.
You know. But one of the things that you said that I don't necessarily agree with is the fact that men hold the key to relationship. And while, it's the man that's proposing marriage,
Hmm.
right? The woman still has to accept.
The woman has to accept,
Hmm.
but the woman accepts when the man proposes most
Again,
times.
so here's the thing: we need
Do
each.
do
What
you,
I'm
do you
what I'm
know I
saying.
say that?
I hear what you're just saying, but that's not it. Like the man asks, but the woman still has to accept yes or no,
Hmm.
right? So it's it's a two part. It's not just solely him. You need to have a willing participant to agree
Hmm.
to join their life with yours and to be subservient to you and to follow your leadership and to bear your children and to all the things that would be required of her. So, yes, the man is the one that asks, but the woman is the one that either says yes
Hmm.
or she says no. Now, in some cultures, that might not be the case for her. There are arranged marriages that still happen to this day.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, the young lady doesn't have to say. The agreement is made between the families, the son, the parents for the son, the parents for the daughter, they meet. They know that they come from a good, lineage and what the son brings to the table, what the daughter can do, and then boom, they arrange the marriage and they go off and try to navigate this world and figure out each other. So I just want to mention that. Like, yes, the men ask, I agree, but the women, we do have a say in if we want to take that man's hand in marriage or not. When it comes to like bringing a man choosing to bring his wife that he marries abroad or
Hmm.
someone that he's dating abroad, bring them, where he lives, it's kind of twofold. I see both ways. I see that yes, there could be some instances where she could, take on the persona of a woman that lives in the western part of the world and all the things that he doesn't want for himself. I can see that happening.
Hmm.
But then you also will see and hear stories about that not at all being the case. The women are still submissive, that the women are still very traditional, although they were not brought up here, but they were brought here.
Hmm.
Like I have a friend of mine, her father served in the military and he was overseas in the part of Asia and met a woman there and got married to her and they had children. When he was, sent back to the States, he brought her with, and to this day, she's still what you would consider traditional,
Hmm.
you know? So I don't agree with that statement. It's kind of like a blanket that represents all. I know like you always like to say you don't get 100%, But I just want to um, make sure that we're telling the story as accurately as we can. That's not always the case, and I think it just depends on the household. It just depends on the man that's leading, and if she is fully aware of what you are requiring and is moving along in that respect. I don't think that you'll see a problem
Mhm.
in her being the same no matter where she is in the world.
Um, when I say that,
Uh-huh.
you, it's more risk bringing her here than not.
Okay.
Because you gave your story. I've seen people that brought a woman here
Hmm.
and she changed and became the devil that he never thought he
Not
would
the
see.
devil. Why she got to
Yeah,
be the devil?
because he lost everything.
He never had it.
No, he lost
He
everything.
never
He,
had it.
he had it. He lost his home and everything.
Well,
Because the Western world, women have more power than men. You
okay.
know, in the hierarchy compared to outside of the Western world.
Hmm.
So it's you taking a big risk by bringing her here. And if you're taking a risk by going outside the country, why are you taking a risk and bringing her here? It
Why
doesn't make
not?
sense.
Why not?
You rather marry here then?
Your family is
Why
here.
not marry here then?
That's a great point. That's a
Yeah,
great question.
that's why I said if you're gonna going outside to marry a lady,
Uh-huh.
don't bring her here.
Mm-mm.
If you're gonna bring her here, you marry here then.
Mm-mm.
Because when you bring her here, she's gonna conjugate with the ones that are here, and then she's gonna become the devil you
That's
never know.
not true.
And the funny part is she's gonna be more bad, more evil to you than the ones that's here.
Why is that?
Because the power is new to her head
Hmm.
compared to people that here that already got the power when they was born,
The power.
and they're neutral to the power.
Okay.
Compared to somebody that never had a power and they come here and
Hmm.
then find out that women have more power than the men, and the power gets into her head, and then she becomes more evil than what you was
Mm-mm.
running away from in this country
Mm.
to go somewhere else.
That's an interesting narrative.
You know.